Hi, I'm Chris Bray. I'm an adventurer and a photographer, and so I often find myself in remote parts of the world, and one of the big problems I find is keeping everything charged. My latest adventure was some Arctic sailing with my girlfriend, and I needed to find a way to keep all of our electronics charged on that trip as well, and I decided to use Southwest Wind Power's AirBreeze wind turbine, and it worked really well. I was really surprised at how effortlessly it just gave us power. Sometimes it was cranking out up to 15 amps or more, and it was awesome. You know, a lot of the problems I find people think about wind turbines is that, you know, you can put your hands in there and blend them off, or that it makes a noise, or it can overcharge your batteries. There are all these sort of problems, but it actually wasn't too noisy at all compared to a lot of older ones that I've seen on other yachts. This was quite quiet. We designed the arch to put the wind turbine on top, and we just made it high enough that, you know, just couldn't reach it even if I tried. And the wind turbine has an auto braking feature, so in really strong winds it just stops itself, and so that's great. You can actually install a little electric switch very easily, which we did. So if you ever want the turbine to stop turning for any reason at all, because you want to go and reach up in that part of the area, or maybe you're at a wharf and you don't want kids to be able to put their hand in there or anything, you can just flick the switch and it just stops electronically. It also senses the battery voltage, so it knows how much power to put in, and if your batteries are already charged, then it doesn't put any more power in there. You know, it's really an intelligent system, and we're really impressed with how easy it was to use. So my girlfriend and I bought this little 29-foot junk rig yacht in Halifax on the east coast of Canada, and we then spent one full summer basically rebuilding it, getting it ready for the Arctic, re-fiberglassing the whole deck. There was a lot of rotten wood, fixed all that up, completely redid the interior, redid all the wiring, everything. A lot of work actually. And then this year we went back and installed the wind turbine, which was a very easy procedure. Installing our AirBreeze wind turbine, which is awesome. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. We finally got our stainless steel arch up the back, and our wind generator goes on the top of that pole up there. But it's very cool. It's just like a Lego set, you know. It comes with all the pieces and you just put them all together. It even comes with, you know, like the anti-corrosion stuff that you put on the threads before you put it all together. So it's great. Just assembling it all, and hopefully we'll get it up there and start making some electricity out of the wind. Like a glove. Look at that. And then finally we were ready, and we cast off and sailed away, and it was quite an amazing adventure really. I mean, we went all the way up the Canadian coast, then across to Greenland. We got pretty smashed by a pretty serious storm on the way to Greenland, and you know, the wind turbine held up then. It just stopped spinning, which was good. Got into Greenland, went all the way up the Greenland coast through all the icebergs and poking bits of ice away with sticks and things like that. And then across the top of Baffin Bay, back across to Canada to Baffin Island and through the Northwest Passage, and that was extraordinary as well. All the wildlife, like killer whales that came up to the boat, and seals and all that kind of stuff, polar bears as well, and then through down to Victoria Island, which is where we've stopped for this year. So we went through some pretty extreme conditions on that trip through the Arctic. A lot of other things on the boat broke, like the engine and all sorts of things, but the AirBreeze, the wind turbine, just kept on going and going. You know, I never had to go out there and fix it, or change any of the wires or anything like that. It just did what it was supposed to do, which was great. One less thing to worry about. Inside the Northwest Passage, there's not all that many places you can stop for fuel, for example, so even though we had an alternator on our engine, as most yachts do, to give you power, you know, we couldn't afford to run the engine just to get power, because we needed an awful lot of electricity to keep all of our systems running, and it was fantastic just being able to have that wind turbine up there constantly just pouring power into the batteries, so we didn't ever have to worry about it. Next year we'll be carrying on onwards towards Alaska and eventually back to Australia, but we're in no hurry. We're just trying to get home as slowly as we can via all the coolest places we can think of.